for if you're just joining us. We're just doing a bit of a pre-conversation, a pre-sound check before we start this evening. This is probably one of my most popular webinars ever. I know I spent a lot of time in the trenches with you guys, and I know kind of things that you would really love to know. And growing your audience is certainly way up there with one of the things that really would help people to move into coaching, or if you are already a coach or a consultant, how to increase your audience, increase your reach, and obviously get more clients. That's what we really want. That's the holy grail, getting clients and more revenue, right? But to do that, we obviously have to grow our audience, and that's really what tonight is all about. So I'll be sharing you lots of goodies, lots of my best strategies. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I wish I knew when I first started business coaching, and it's taken me 2 years to learn through various mentors and coaches, and actually by a lot of trial and error, and by making some mistakes, which I'm going to share with you this evening so that you don't have to make those mistakes. And I'm a big believer in just paying it forward. You know, I believe in an abundant world. There's no need to withhold information or keep things back. I believe that if I can help you to succeed, then that helps me to succeed, because then I get good referrals or testimonials. So it's just good karma, right? It just makes good sense to pay things forward. And it just surprised me sometimes when a lot of people do, at least in the industry that I'm in, they seem to be holding lots of information back. Well, tonight, I'm putting back the curtain on exactly how I've grown and built my audience during the last 5 years as a business coach. So we're going to be diving straight in. So I can see that people are again pouring in. If you're just joining us, welcome to the webinar. We'll be starting in about 1 minute's time. I do like to start promptly, and I do want to commend you and thank you for turning up on time this evening for yourselves, and to get these great strategies that I'm going to give you this evening to hopefully build your business quickly and give you this rapid roadmap that I wish I had when I first started out as well. Okay, great guys. We're going to get started right now. According to my time on my Mac computer, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to just dive straight in. So let's get going. So you're at the right address this evening. If you do want to create a sustainable and profitable business that gives you that time and money freedom, but also that has the impact to change other people's lives, but perhaps you're just not sure how to get clients, or you lack confidence to get people interested in your products and services. Perhaps you're just nervous about marketing yourself and finding the right audience and not knowing where they are, and developing new income streams with your offerings. Perhaps you just want a system and just someone that takes you by the hand and shows you exactly how it's done, and more importantly, what not to do and the steps to avoid, so that you can get on the business of coaching people and obviously building your business and making a difference in the world. So what you're going to learn today is the following. I'm going to tell you how to jumpstart your coaching career, whether you are already a coach, an existing coach, or perhaps you're in a job that no longer is serving you and you want to move into coaching. I'm going to show how you can take a fast path and get the results quickly. Also, the key ingredient, this is so big, I wish I knew this one 3 years ago, to attracting fans and paying clients. Of course, how to grow your audience fast, that's why you're here. So I'm going to give you my rapid roadmap to do just that. And at the end, we're going to give you an offer to get some continuous support to grow your business, and obviously with us, and an opportunity to go deeper to get lasting and sustainable results. Now, is that a promise? Yes, it is. And I'm going to keep it. So why you need to pay attention specifically, because right at the end, I'm going to share with you the roadmap to get more clients and more income. Now, this is the rapid roadmap. Again, this is what I've built over the last 3 years. I'm speaking from experience, not just from theory. These are things that I've done in my practice to really build my email database, my clients, fill my retreats, fill my programs, my one-on-one clients, my calendar. And that's what I want for you as well this evening. So I'm going to bear all at the end, but you do have to pay attention right until the end for all those goodies. So how to increase your viewing pleasure this evening? Well, it kind of makes sense, right? I'm going to skip through this relatively quickly, but just give yourself some time to focus on you. This is you time to focus on your business, focus on your development, focus on that passion of yours to change people's lives and build a coaching business that makes a big impact in the world. So if you can, just close on your browsers, at least switch off the sound on your phone, and also if it's possible to close the door, sit comfortably, make sure that you have a pen and paper handy, and we'll get going. So there will also be some space at the end, some time for a Q&A. We'll be doing that in the chat, but I do have the chat box open here on my screen. So if you do have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask them, and I will do my best to answer them. Now, there is a 30-second live delay between me speaking and you hearing. Now, this is all very normal, but I'm a bit of a geek, so I want to quickly explain what's happening. This is all being transcribed directly from my screen onto YouTube, and therefore there's a slight technical delay. So if there's a delay between me asking something and me giving you an answer, then you know why. It's all normal. Okay, so who is Carl Brooks? Who am I? I'm a business coach and a change catalyst. I help people to transition from the day job into a career in coaching, and I also help existing clients and coaches to take their business to the next level, increase their audience, grow their positioning, their authority, and of course, to get more paying clients. I have 25 years experience in the corporate world, working for Air France, KLM, British Telecom, and also banks. And I also specifically focused on online business strategy, particularly in the area of marketing and communication. And I also have an expertise in e-commerce and social media, which is probably why many of you have found me this evening. So I position myself as the one-stop shop for small business because I can literally do it all. I can build websites, I can do online courses, I can hold retreats, I can do one-on-one clients. And I love that about my portfolio. And I also like that that's a great solution for a lot of coaches out there who, rather than having to go to separate coaches, they can come to one and build their business with me. So what do I do? Well, essentially, I'm helping coaches and consultants all over the world with the right tools and systems, proven systems that I've used in my own business to grow their business and live a fulfilling life. And that might be by having more financial freedom, time with loved ones, or traveling. You know, I spend a lot of time with you guys, so I kind of know what you want. I'm also the founder of the Wealthy Coach Retreat. This is a retreat that we do all over the world. We've done one recently in South Africa, and our flagship one is coming up in Tuscany in Italy, where coaches come to get clarity and confidence to build a profitable business and go through my entire business program and get all the tools and secrets and go deeper with me to fast path their way to a profitable business. I'm also a certified rescue scuba diver. So if any of you this evening drown in all this information, don't worry, I can pull you up and take you back to the surface. I've got you covered. So why do I do this work? Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, I had a huge wake-up call when the left side of my brain and my body was completely paralyzed, and doctors found a small abscess in my brain the size of a golf ball, which was paralyzing the left side of my body and my nervous system. And the wake-up call looked a little bit more like this. I spent 3 months in hospital and recovering, and it was a huge wake-up call and a time of reflection, as you can imagine. You know, did I want to stay in the corporate world, or did I finally want to take action if I get out of this alive and live my life as I want to, and live my passion, live my purpose, and pay it forward and live a life more of meaning, full of meaning, and rather than just helping the directors build revenues in their company, actually help make a difference in people's lives. And as you can see, this was a huge catalyst of change for me. And I did walk out of the hospital 3 months later, completely recovered. And what I realized is that I needed to branch into coaching, and I took the leap of faith, and I took obviously my 25 years experience in marketing communication and jumped into business coaching. And I soon discovered that there's a sad truth out there that a lot of coaches were quitting. And sadly enough, within 5 years, 65% of all coaches, whether they be life coaches, wealth coaches, even business coaches, will quit. And what I've come to find is that a big heart to improve people's lives, it just isn't enough to run a business. You have to build a loyal client base and loyal audience first in order to make a difference and to make sure that your business is sustainable throughout the years ahead. So what I'd like to share with you this evening, having said that, is really some of the things I've picked up in the survey. A lot of you were so kind enough to fill in the survey when you registered for this webinar, and I thought it would be such a great idea, and I'm very transparent with everything that I do, to share the results. So I've grouped them into the themes that I thought you would find very interesting. You told me that your biggest challenges are finding clients for coaching. Also, how to market your message. You know what you want to do and the difference when you make, but how do you get yourself out there? Getting people interested and sparked in your products. How do you do that? But also where to start in the first place. There's also some limiting beliefs around the lack of courage or self-confidence and esteem to start your own business. And some of you are already existing coaches and want to increase your sales and are finding it difficult to expand in your market. But there's also a perception that you don't have enough time or enough money or resources to do things that you want to and do it the right way. And lastly, a lot of you are having problems with setting up your technology, whether it be a website or making a webinar like this. You told me your goals. Your goals are to start your own coaching business, to get paying clients every month, to be able to decide your own working hours and be your own boss, to be able to travel within your own country, but also around the world, and invest in property. Some of you said you want to be financially stable now and also to build a nest egg for when you retire. You also want to transfer your own skills to people to help them to be able to help themselves, to empower them, and making a meaningful contribution and making a difference in the world. That was really important to you. You also said that you would value an immersive training where you can get away from the distractions of everyday life and just focus on you and your coaching business and learn the skills and tools and strategies to do it the right way quickly. So what is possible? Well, I know that as a coach, healer, and consultant, you really can create your own platform, whether it be a Facebook group, a page, a website, an email marketing database. You really can do it, and quite quickly, particularly when you know how to connect with your audience the right way, which is what I'm going to share with you this evening. When you do that, you can quickly turn followers into raving fans and fans into clients. That's what we want, right? And see a massive return on investment with your advertising, because we really have to make sure that we get visible. And sometimes we have to strike that balance between free advertising, which I'm going to share with you, and also paid advertising, which you might do through Facebook or Google AdWords. So I just want to share with you some of the results that my clients I've helped them to get. This is Jen Long from Canada. She came to me first to our first Tuscany retreat, and she had a very small email list. She was just starting out, and we worked together to work on her programs. She did an online vocal training program. She's already planning her second retreat in the Seychelles to help people to claim their confidence. And she's also led a number of speaking events, under which the Women's Leadership event in Dubai. And you can find out more about her at jenlang.com. This is Helen Ryan from Australia. Now, when she came to me, she was really struggling to find her niche. Now, who was she speaking to and what did she want to offer? So we worked together for 3 months, and we helped her to build a program that really leveraged her strengths and her vision to help executives to find their integrity again. These are successful people that have got kind of lost in the spreadsheets and in their revenues, and to help them to get back on their own 2 feet again and do something that they really love and is aligned with their soul. And she's now leading a group in her program called Stride. Pam Yako from South Africa. Now, she was currently working for government in South Africa, but she is transitioning into coaching, and she's particularly helping women to be empowered. She's leading her second retreat this December in Cape Town. She's also helping young women become leaders, and she's speaking at the Women Leaders Summit. And finally, this is Yolanda Olhaus from South Africa. Now, when she came to me, she was working in IT consulting, and she came to my Tuscany retreat and is in the middle of transitioning from her existing work into life coaching. Now, since working with her together on positioning her and her marketing and helping her with the program, she's now tripled the number of clients that she has in South Africa and also in the UK. She has clients now around the world, and I'm just so happy for her. She also spoke at a recent masterclass that I did and has been a guest on a number of interviews. So how to jumpstart your coaching career? If you're just starting out, well, this is the way to do it. You have to build your online platform and tribe, even before you have an offering to give to the world, because it's important to make sure that you have an audience that is ready for you, so that when you pull back the curtain with your offering, whilst you're creating that, then they are ready to buy. It's no use in just jumping in and working on your offering if there's no one there to actually see it when you pull back the curtain. So it's important to do that in advance. And you can do that through your website or an email database, or even just by starting a free Facebook group or Facebook page and getting people to like it. Build your own platform that really resonates with you. Find clients at meetups, at offline events, not just online, but even at events or media events or networking events at the Chamber of Commerce, and of course in social media groups. Coach a few clients for free. That's a great way to build your experience, to test the waters about what you know and what type of results that you can give your clients. And it's also a great way for you to get reviews and testimonials from those clients that you can then put on your website and show to other people, which then builds your authority and credibility. Can you see how that would be true? Then, of course, once you've built up that experience and know-how, you can start enrolling clients and charging for your expertise, and also the results that you can give people for life. Now, that has value. If you can help people to increase their self-confidence, for example, what type of impact would that have on their career, on their relationships for the rest of their life? That has value, and you should be charged for it. Or you should charge for it, I should say. Also, get mentorship to up your game and expand your business, because no one can do this on their own. Nobody can. We have to have mentors. We have to people who are at a stage higher than we are, so that they can challenge us, so that they can show us the fast path, show us all the mistakes to avoid, and really set us up with a roadmap for success and give us that support and structure and guidance along the way. So what if you no longer had to convince people to buy your programs or take your one-on-one coaching? And what if you could not just get them or convince them, but attract them like a magnet? And that's really what about growing your audience is all about. It's about attraction, client attraction. I'm going to show you this evening exactly how to do it. The key ingredient to attracting clients is building trust. And if you look at your own relationships, if I sit and look at my friendships and my relationship, everything revolves around trust. And the same thing applies to you building trust by attracting clients and with that trust. And that's done over time. So this evening I'm going to share with you some strategies to do just that. So here's all you need to know about trust marketing and promoting and communicating. It has to be the cornerstone of every marketing effort. If it isn't, then just sales will not happen. And not only that, you're not going to build a following. Your audience has to believe that you are valuable and authentic. So what does that mean? Well, if you want to be perceived as someone who's valuable, then you have to start sharing value. That is to say, all your best stuff, because there's a lot more where that came from, right? So all your wisdom, your expertise, don't be afraid of giving it all away, because the more you give away, the more you will attract people, because they're going to be pulled in to your free value. And they're going to say, hey, well, this is someone who's really transparent and really loves to share and is committed to my growth, because they're not holding anything back. That's why I share with you this evening the results of the survey. I love to share everything and be very transparent, because I know that that's the way that you can get results fast. And if you can get results fast, that reflects on me. And often I get clients, or I get referrals, or I get praise simply because of that value. You see how that works? And being authentic. Bearing all, that is to say, share the good, the bad, and the ugly, the mistakes you've made, and I'll come on to those in a moment, because I've made plenty. But trust has to be earned. It has to be built through time and with open and honest dialogue. You really have to be so honest and genuine, because people can smell it. Don't you, when someone's not being sincere? Your intuition tells you something, and that's what I want for you as well. I want you to be able to be sincere, because that sincerity is going to earn you a lot of trust. So without trust, what I noticed is when I did my first webinar, this is me putting back the curtain now and being very transparent. My first webinar, I'd made this incredible product and offering, but I'd forgotten to grow my audience. See the irony? So on my first webinar, I think 3 people showed up and none of them stayed to the end. So clearly, I hadn't researched how to do a good webinar. Since then, I've done hundreds and thousands, so I now know what I'm doing. But at the time, I thought that my product and just me showing up and talking about it was going to be enough. Nah, zero revenue. So what I learned is to build an audience. I brought in a mentor from America and also one here from the Netherlands. And we worked together to build my audience, to build up my Facebook page, my email list, to add great value, do a series of webinars, even without making an offer, just giving, so that people can see who I am and get a taste of my energy and what it would be like to work with me without me having to go all salesy and try to convince people. Remember, we talked about before, we don't have to convince people, just serve them with great value, and that will be reflected in your bank account. Believe me, that's how it works. And I know that from experience. So trust needs to be part of the following three things. It really has to be part of your brand. How you and your company is perceived as a whole. That is to say, how are you showing up consistently? Are you being sincere? Are you being honest? Are you sharing and being really transparent? You have to build your authority. That is to say, share your wisdom, your expertise, your experiences, and of course, any training that you may have had. It also has to be part of your solution. People have to really trust that what they've bought from you is going to give them the results that they desire. And it better, because those results are going to turn into testimonials and referrals, and clients want to come back and buy more products from you. So in practice, trust marketing really requires you to keep your promises. Now, as I said before, be genuine, be sincere, be authentic, and engage in consistent, that's key, two-sided, honest dialogue. So consistency is the reason why most entrepreneurs succeed. Believe me, it's that showing up, being in front of your audience on a consistent basis, giving them great value, not dabbling, not showing up when you feel like it, but committing to showing up on a consistent basis, whether it be daily posts on social media, a weekly email newsletter like I have, or I have a weekly TV show called Carl B TV when people sign up for my newsletter. All of these things are a consistent way to build my trust in my audience. Also, it begins the second you have an idea. So even before you have something to sell, whether it be an offer, a service or a product, you have to start building the trust. You have to start building your audience even before you have something to sell. So that, as I said before, when you finally reveal your wonderful product you've been working on, then there are enthusiastic people waiting to buy it. Trust is nurtured through the following. Don't just teach. Don't just teach, because that's kind of boring over time. You want to give people an experience. You want to show up like this on a webinar. You want to give people the opportunity to sense your energy, but also to work with you one-on-one or in groups or at retreats and workshops so they get a transformation, not just learn a new skill that they're going to forget in a couple of weeks' time, but real transformation. It's also nurtured through consistent communication. We talked about that before. Showing up consistently is really going to make or break you as a solopreneur or entrepreneur or small business owner, and particularly as a coach. Authenticity and vulnerability. I told you the story about this very miserable failed webinar that I did, the first one I did, for a reason. I'm human too. And that type of vulnerability, by saying that was a big failure, really ensures that I level with you, and just shows you that I'm authentic. And it's not the only mistake I've made in the past. I've also sent newsletters with lots of spelling mistakes in them because I didn't check them enough. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but you get the picture. All right, I'm human. And the thing is about being vulnerable is it does show that humanity to your audience, and it makes them kind of aware that you get them because you've made those mistakes, like we all do. Testimonials and social proof. That's also important too. There's also, that was the why I shared with you some of the results that my clients have gotten with my help. And it's important to share that social proof so that people can say, hey, this is someone that I can listen to because he just get results for his or her clients. Another great way is to post interviews. You might want to ask people who have a podcast or radio show if you can be a guest and talk about your subject of choice. Often, radio owners or radio channel owners and podcast owners more than welcome you to come and talk with them, to entertain and to give value to their audiences. Also, it's important to add free value and training. Now, that's really what this webinar is all about. This is a prime example of adding free value. You sign up for this, I give you my best strategies on how to grow an audience. Now we're talking about how trust is nurtured and how to do it. And it's part of a free training. Now, in intuitive design and security seals, let me just explain that this basically means a good website, something that looks friendly. And if you are going to ask people to buy something online, make sure that the checkout page is secured and has a secured seal of some kind, that people just feel safe giving their credit card details. Trust is also nurtured by showing genuine empathy. Now, we've mentioned that before, but again, it's about being very sincere and authentic and making sure that you're listening to people and validating them. Because this is the truth. Your customer just doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. This is what Damon Richards says, and it's such a great quote. And it's so true. First of all, they want to know whether you care, whether you really understand what they're going through. And that's one of the reasons why I shared with you the survey results. I want you to see that I know what's on your mind, what your challenges are and what you're trying to achieve. And I really want to I've tailored this presentation this evening based on that input so that you get the maximum benefit from this evening. So it is important to show your clients that you care. This is me at the Tuscany Retreat last year, doing an outdoor workshop with my clients. We're going through an exercise here, doing some one-on-one coaching, but also getting some feedback from me on how they can take their business to the next level and overcome any limiting beliefs that came up in our discussions. And all of this is creating compassion and empathy. And it's a skill that I have and I gladly share. And that's what I encourage you to do as well. Bring all of this in and make people aware that you do have these wonderful empathic skills and compassionate skills, that you are a great listener if that's who you are, and be proud of it and share it. Empathy is feeling with people, as Dr. Brené Brown says. And I really love this quote because it really shares or shows how trust is built with empathy. And this is us at the last retreat last year, where we had this exercise where we're building again on empathy, and we're sharing with each other and supporting each other. And this lovely lady, Yvonne, is standing in front of the video recorder doing her pitch, describing what she does, and she has our backing and support. We're really showing her our support and empathy and compassion, to giving her that structure that she needs, that feeling of, hey, I can do this and I'm not alone. It's so important that you do this, whether with your clients, whether you do it online, metaphorically, through your posts or videos, but also in practice when you're holding workshops and events. Because empathy builds or invites trust. If you can share with your audience that you are someone that empathizes with them, and that you really understand what they want and what's holding them back, and offer them programs to get them to where they want to be, that is really how trust is built. So what is the definition of trust marketing? Well, it's being yourself and being transparent, as I said this evening, sharing some of my mistakes, but also noticing what your audience is feeling and saying, and surveying them from time to time, or just asking them right out. Also, make sure that you are communicating with a specific group. Now, there's a reason why I hone in and target coaches and healers and consultants. I want people to know that is the specific group of people that I am communicating with. That makes it easier for me to communicate with them because I know where to find them. It makes my communication easier because I now know what their challenges are and what their struggles are. And it allows me to know exactly how to communicate with them and to create this two-way dialogue consistently. So the third point is, of course, is that if we don't factor in trust, then our marketing efforts are going to fail, because people are not going to believe that we can help them. They're not going to believe that the products that we have are going to get them results that they want. And to do all of that, we have to build up trust first. You can't just go onto a webinar and sell a product and expect, and if people don't know you, to expect them to trust you. That's just not going to happen. That's why my first webinar failed. All right. So to do all of this, and one of the aspects of building trust is to add value. Remember from the list I gave you before. So this is an example of a workshop that I did recently last November in Cape Town. Flew down to South Africa. There's some beautiful people. We had this amazing workshop on how to prosper with your passion to change lives. That was really the title of the webinar, of the workshop. And we spent an afternoon adding some free value and help them to really understand what their purpose is, and also what their how they can bridge the gap from where they are to where they want to be, and move through any of those fears and limiting beliefs that hold us back, such as, am I good enough? Can I keep a steady income? What will my friends and family think of me if I take this step? And of course, we gave them tools and strategies to get started quickly. Now, at the end of the workshop, we also shared an invitation to go deeper with us at our paid offering, which was a workshop or a retreat that we were doing earlier this year in South Africa. So it's adding free value and free content, and you don't need to do an offline event like this in a conference room. You could do it online through a Facebook Live or a series of posts, or even if you already have an email audience, by adding value on a consistent basis to your email audience. So I'm going to share with you now the art of adding value, and these are really amazing tips that I wish I knew when I first got started, and it just really surprises me that no one is sharing this, but I'm going to give you really the top ways to add value to build that trust over time, so that when you have your offering ready, your clients are there to buy it. Do post useful content daily on social media. Now, I know that a lot of you find that a bit of a commitment, but you know what? Your business asks you, and your clients ask you to commit to them. And that means sharing some really great, valuable stuff that they can implement easy, that's actionable easy, and doing that regularly. You can also, if you have a Facebook page, schedule your posts. And what I used to do is actually sit down before I got a virtual assistant to do it, actually to sit down and once a week and plan and schedule all of my posts for the rest of the week. Showing up consistently on social media is one of the main ways to build the trust factor, the know, like, and trust factor, to grow your audience. Also, mix it up a little bit. Maybe do a video recording or a live Facebook video to show your audience your energy and who you are, your little quirks, your little idiosyncrasies. People want to know about you. I mean, there's a reason why the Kardashians out there are so popular. They want to see you. They want to see you in person. And it's not necessarily what you do and what you know, it's who you are and your energy. That's what people are also buying into. Make your content attractive to share. And a great way to do that is, by getting one of these little cards or making a little quote on Facebook. People love to share inspirational quotes, right? So that's a great way to add value as well. Be authentic. Share the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I've said with you this evening. Share your disappointments, your challenges. And also regularly ask your audience about their challenges, as we've done this evening with this survey, because it's important to show that you care. And it's important to know that you understand what they're struggling with you. And it also positions you as an expert with your products, because you've already surveyed them about what they're struggling with. So it becomes a bit of a no-brainer for them to want to buy your products because they know that you have been listening. Offer valuable content to solve their struggles. Don't just shoot in the dark and rant away about the wonderful yoga position you did this morning. Give them something that's of good value to them, and again, make it actionable and something that they can get a result on quickly. Do make sure, if you already have an email list, that you are sending them an email, a valuable email with some great content at least once a week. Now, I see so many people dabbling and only sending an email when they feel like it. Well, if you're running a business when you feel like it, you shouldn't be in business at all, I'm afraid. Your business and your clients ask you to show up and be committed to them, as I said before, and that therefore it is important to commit to regular communication. Kind of makes sense, right? Also, know your clients' pain points and, of course, their deepest desires, because then you can make products that take them from their pain points to their desires and know exactly all the steps to do that. Apply the 20-80 rule to content creation and promotion. Now, what is that? Let me just take a quick sip of water. It means that 20% of the time you'll be spending creating great content for posting on social media or sending to your email list, or perhaps to share in workshops and events offline. And 80% of the time you'll be spending promoting it, because it's no use just having this wonderful content if there's no one there to hear it or to watch it. Kind of makes sense. So repeat your most popular post once a month. Just take a note of the posts that are getting the most likes or comments or shares, and repeat them, because not everybody is on Facebook at the same time that you are, and never worry about repetition. Inspire people with valuable and actionable content. This is the reason why you shouldn't worry about repetition, because if it is valuable and inspiring and actionable, then it doesn't matter, because people are bombarded, as you know, on social media with all types of wisdom, and they need to be reminded from time to time of the value that you can offer them. Do mix it up, mixed up with some obviously your business content, but also your personal content. It's fine just to share maybe some family pictures or just you enjoying yourself out and about. Again, just give people a sense of who you are with that personal content. And of course, arouse curiosity about anything that's coming up. Don't wait until your offerings are created before you shine the light on it. Make sure you are keeping people abreast of what's coming up, or at least what you're working on. Document the process, get people involved, and get their feedback as you are creating. And that involvement is a really great way to building trust and to growing your audience. It's important to build your authority, because here's the truth. The world is result driven. Now, there's a reason why I share with you this evening the results that my clients have got. Not that they've come into my programs, but the results that they've given them. Because this is going to position you with some credibility. It's going to set you it's going to set you as a clear authority in your field, because you're not just talking from theory, you're someone who gets results for people. And that's really what people invest in. And the thing is, they do invest in results. They don't invest in certifications or degrees. I mean, when's the last time you went to the hairdresser and before they cut your hair, you asked to see their certificate? You don't do that, right? You just look at their portfolio. You look at the results that they can give. And that's why it's so important to build that portfolio of results, whether it's from free clients or from paid clients. Offer value that solves your clients' pains, and you get that information by surveying them. That's obviously why I did that when you registered. And of course, the profit that you create from your business is a result of adding massive value repeatedly, consistently, that is actionable and gets your clients results that they desire. Tanya says, thank you for your webinar. Very valuable. All the best. Great. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. I really appreciate it. Also, as I said at the beginning, no one can do this on your own. If you're going to build a profitable coaching business, not even I can do it on my own. And I've been doing this for years. I constantly need guidance, people to call me out when I'm perhaps slacking a little bit or I don't feel like doing things. So I have a mentor in America, and I report to her every week. And she's kind of further up the game from I am, and she has lots of systems in place. And she's fantastic. She's helped me to really improve my business, expand my reach, and help more and more people around the world. And it just lights me up that I'm getting that professional support and that I'm paying that forward to you as well. And we need that. We need to work with people who are a little bit further along the game than we are, so that we also take a fast path to success. We also need someone who can give us an action plan to keep us out of overwhelm, someone who tells us and shows us what the priorities are so that we do things in the right order. And particularly someone who gives us a step-by-step logical sequence of events so that we focus on the things that are important today rather than getting distracted by things that are actually not important and not serving our business or our clients. And we also need the structure of someone to keep us accountable, because it's really easy, isn't it, as small business owners, we spend a lot of time on our own, and sometimes we can make excuses for ourselves not to do things. So getting that structure of support, that mentorship, that guidance, and gives us that accountability to stay on track. So how to grow your audience fast? Now, this is the simple system to do it. It's certainly how I've done it, and it's paid off in dividends over the years. And I'm so happy that I knew this relatively quickly, and I'm so excited to share this with you this evening, because this is how you do it. You need to have an immersive experience. You need to get away. You need to get away from your current job or your existing environment or your office, even if you're an existing coach, and spend time focusing on you, away from your family, away from the kids if they're pulling at you, away from your spouse asking you what's for dinner tonight, away from the boss who wants to move up the deadline, away from the colleagues pulling at you and filling up your inbox, and spend time developing your business, focusing on your growth and your development. You also need a system, a proven system, someone who's already done it, someone who understands what the pitfalls are, mistakes to avoid, and also the fast path to get you there quickly. Know which systems to implement, know how to grow your audience, know how to get clients, know how to reinvest in your company, which programs to do first, whether it be a workshop or a retreat or an online program or to write a book. What is the right order to do that? That's the system you need. Also, to get support, ongoing support, as you mentioned before, the accountability, the step-by-step process, and also some of the guidance to make sure that you stay on track. All of this is going to help you not only to build your audience and grow your audience, but also to build a profitable and sustainable business fast. So what are the takeaways today? Well, effective marketing is the business of building trust and empathy with a specific group of people consistently over time to sell your products and services. It's important that you focus on a specific niche. Don't talk to everybody because no one's going to feel like you're talking to them. Don't just teach, offer a transformation, an experience that is really going to change their life, their business life, and their personal life, and instill new behaviors and thought patterns that they're not going to forget, but are fully instilled. Be consistent in all your marketing efforts. Don't dabble. Make sure that you are committing to your client's growth. Be authentic. Be vulnerable. Share all. Be sincere and genuine. And bring in testimonials and social proof that share with the audience the results that you can give new clients. Offer lots of free value. Don't be worried about giving it all away because there's a lot more where that came from, right? And you're a creative person. All of this is going to show and set you apart from a lot of coaches and healers and consultants out there that actually hold back valuable information. I don't want you to. I want you to be one of the top 1% that really shares the best knowledge. That way you're going to build your authority, and the best way to do that is also by ensuring that you are being credible and showing up, sharing your testimonials, and of course, communicating your value to people, but also the values and what you stand for. For example, my top 3 values are commitment, dedication, and passion, and I'm going to share with you a little bit more about that later on. Commit to your clients' growth. Make sure that you are supporting them. Don't just come in to coaching for a couple of months and stop. This is a long-term game, and I want you to enjoy what you're doing and commit not only to your clients' growth, but also to the growth of your business. Be compassionate and show empathy. Show people that you really do care by surveying them and asking them what their biggest struggles are and the results that they want to achieve and anything else that they might need to help them get from where they are to where they want to be. And of course, to give them an opportunity to go deeper with you and get your ongoing support to help them get results fast. And Amanda is asking in the chat, Carl, how do you go about finding someone to mentor you? How did you choose your mentor? This is a great webinar, by the way. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate that, and really great questions. How do you go about finding someone to mentor you? Well, here I am. No, of course, you don't have to choose me, but I am a mentor, and I'm obviously someone who can help you as a one-stop shop to do all that. But typically what I do is I go onto webinars like these, and I kind of get a feel of who I resonate with or not. I'm sure maybe you've been on online courses before, webinars, or even workshops or conferences, and not everybody resonates with you, right? But sometimes you go to a webinar, and hopefully it's this one for you, that you say, you know what, this is making sense. Not only that, I like this person's energy, and I like this person's values and what this person stands for. And my intuition is just telling me, my heart is telling me that this is someone that I should listen to, that I should reach out to, or maybe give a call to, and to have a conversation and have a chat to see if my intuition is correct and whether or not this person would really be someone that I would like to work with. So it took time. I think I attended maybe 10 or 20 webinars before I finally found a mentor that I thought, hey, this is someone that I sense that she believes in me. I sense that I can believe in her and I can trust her and she trusts me. And I just started to resonate. So hopefully you're getting the gist here. Yes, we have to think logically about the people that we want to work with, but we also have to bring in our heart and really sense whether that person is resonating with us. Particularly if you're going to be working with a mentor for a long period, you want to make sure you bring in the right person that is going to help you up your game. I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know and in the chat. And Stephen says, good evening, apologies for being late. That's okay. Time difference. No worries, Stephen, no worries. There will be a replay also after this that you'll get. So no worries about that. You can catch up later on. Thanks for joining. Okay, so let's just check in right now. So who feels that they are ready to invest in an immersive transformational training and get a proven system and a long-term structured support to prosper in your life purpose as a coach, a healer, or consultant? I'd love to hear from you. Just come up to the chat, say, check yes, or no, or maybe. I'd love to hear from you in the chat on the right-hand side. Amanda says, brilliant, thank you. Well, you're welcome, Amanda. I'm happy that my answer helped you. So whilst you're answering that question, I want to ask you a question. What life and business would you like to create? Have you thought about what area of coaching you want to specify in or focus on? Or perhaps you already have a coaching business and you want to pivot. You want to move into a different branch and try something different. Do you want to grow your audience? I'm guessing you do. That's probably why you're here this evening. But do you really want to, bearing in mind what it takes in terms of consistency and commitment to build trust with your audience? Would you like greater financial freedom? You know, when you do and your coaching business, when you build your coaching business the right way and find the right people, you know, you really do find financial freedom. And it took a while, I'll be honest with you, to get there. It took about 4 years to reach a point where I can finally step back in my business and bring in some virtual assistants and let them take things over. But it can be done. And we have to do it by building that trust, growing our audience. And if we stick at it, then we're going to be one of those top 5% that really do find the financial freedom and not the 65% that quit after 5 years. That's not what I want for you. I want you to really enjoy this whole process and make it a rewarding career with financial freedom. Do you want to spend more time with loved ones? And that's really what building a sustainable and profitable business affords you. You know, it's getting more time so that you can spend time enjoying what you do, impacting lives, but also having that quality time with your loved ones. I know a lot of you also would love to travel the world, and that's great about being a coach. You can do it all online these days, or do your workshops abroad like I do in Tuscany and in South Africa. There's no reason why, as a coach, you have to stay behind your desk at home. You know, if you are able to, if you don't have obviously small children and you're able to travel, or even take your children with you. I do have a client who travels the world with her husband and the kids, and they spend 6 months in Australia and the other 6 months here in Europe, and they're very happy coaching online. It's certainly something that you can do. So your head is maybe spinning at the moment, and it's very normal if it is. I've given you a lot of information this evening about how to grow your audience and laid the groundwork and foundations for being consistent, showing your commitment, building the trust with your audience, and doing that even before you offer your products so that you do have an audience there from the get-go as soon as you start to offer your products and services. So here's the thing. You know, you could, after this webinar, just say, oh, you know what, it was great, but I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to go on as I am. But the thing is, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And you're going to get the same results that you're getting right now. I'm guessing that the reason why you're on this webinar is that you're not happy with the results in your life or your business and you want to change. So let's just do something about it. So remember, if you want to grow your audience and also grow your business, you need an immersive experience to instill new behaviors, new thought processes, new knowledge. And obviously to get a system, a proven system, someone that's already done it. This is the way that I've built my business. I had the immersive experience, I had the system, and I got the support of mentors to keep me on track, keep me accountability, and show me the step-by-step logical steps to do it in the right order. That really helped me to increase my growth of my audience and my business, which is why you're here this evening. So the big question is, how can you make all of this work for you? Well, you can do it like I did in the beginning, very complicated and confusing on your own, and that was extremely frustrating. And it took a big leap of faith to bring in a mentor and to make sure that I did it the right way, because it's also a commitment of my time and my resources, right? You know, when you're investing in yourself. But why is it we gladly invest in washing machines and microwave ovens, but we never really invest in our own growth, or it becomes kind of this like secondary thing that we never really think about? Well, I'm saying to you, if you really do value building a profitable business and impacting people and making a difference in the world, we have to make this a priority. And that means that you can also choose a simple and strategic way and get a structure of support with a mentor who has a system to make it work and give you this experience and transformation that you deserve and your business requires of you. So I'm going to present you a golden opportunity to get just that. Now, the thing is, a lot of people will end up passing it up, and it happens all the time. And you're welcome to say, no, this is not for me. This is not the right time for me. You know, I love free will. I'm not here to convince you to do anything. I'm just here to say what could be if you say yes to yourself. So a lot of people might pass it up, but the question is, of course, will you? So nothing I've shared with you today is theory. Everything I've done and everything I've shared right today has led to me building a business that I earn more than 100,000 euros a year with the strategies and tools that I share in the webinars and also in when people go deeper with me in my programs. I don't have access to any special resources. These are things that I've built up over time. And obviously I've gotten some mentors and they've shown me some systems and tools, and now I'm paying it forward and giving it to you. And I do this in free webinars and workshops, but also invite people to go deeper with me in my paid programs to get results quicker. And it's very important to know that if I can do this, then you can too. You really can. So I want to make a handful of people successful at my advanced immersive retreat program. Now, the one coming up is in Tuscany, and this is the picture from last year. People flew in from all over the world. It's just a great opportunity for you to get this immersive system and support to get results fast. So I'd like to talk to you, if I may, with your permission, a little bit about the Wealthy Coach Retreat in Tuscany. It's from the 29th of April until the 6th of May. It's a Saturday until a Saturday. And it's here in the beautiful Chianti Hills near Pisa with beautiful vistas and views, with a fantastic pool and outdoor restaurant, where we eat like kings and queens in surroundings of tranquility and bliss, where you really can get away and from the distractions of everyday life and focus on you and your business and getting the tools and doing it the right way with a like-minded group of amazing people. You're going to come away with complete business clarity and the confidence to be able to make sure that you have the structure for your business model, know exactly what you should be doing the next 6 months, year, and the year after that, and do it in the right order. Also know what your pain points are of your clients and their desired outcomes, so that you know exactly who you're talking to and what they need from you. You're going to come away with an irresistible offering. We're going to help you how to make an offering to get your clients results fast, and all the steps that you can offer them to get them that result in a way that delivers a package that they really believe in and helps them immensely with some actionable and implementable tasks that you can give them. So basically, you're coming away with your program that's complete, and I'm going to help you to create it. I'm going to help you to grow your audience. We're going to go a lot deeper today than we did today on how to do that, and also how to get paid clients, how to move them from your free and ad value into their paid programs. It's really important to know how to do that and to build your audience over time quickly on social media and, of course, your email database. We're also going to set you up with automated systems so that everything works for you. And there's a reason why you're here today. Maybe some of you have clicked on an automatic Facebook ad or got an automated email from me. And all of this was happening. You were registering for this webinar while I was working on my programs or doing other things and working with clients. And that's what I want for you as well. I want you not only to grow your audience, but I want your marketing to be working for you rather than the other way around. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in Tuscany. Now, I know that learning all the steps and strategies is one thing, but you also need to keep up your motivation and your momentum. And that's why you're also going to come away with a high-performance mindset of an entrepreneur. I'm going to give you that confidence that you really can build your company and your business and do it in a way that lights you up as well as your clients and keeps you motivated over time, even when things don't go as well as expected. It's important to be able to pick yourself up quickly and push through. And I'm going to show you just that. You're going to get a structure of support for the rest of your life. Now, we have a Facebook group, the Wealthy Coach Mastermind. It's a closed group for all participants, and they are there masterminding, collaborating, giving each other feedback on their websites, on their offerings, and their marketing efforts. It's just lights me up how people are supportive of each other. And isn't that a wonderful thing? Not just having one mentor, but a like-minded group of multiple mentors and people who are on the same page as you, cheerleading you for the rest of your life. You're also going to get all the steps and all the tools to implement the right way. You know, it's so important to stay out of overwhelm and know all the steps and the steps that follow to help you implement everything the right way. There's also lots of opportunity for us at the retreat in Tuscany for personal time, you and me. We will discuss your particular goals and really what you need specifically in your business, and have a sounding board and advice from me to help you overcome those obstacles and give you some fast results and a structure to move forward. This is where we have some really great conversations, very candid conversations about what needs to be done in your business to take it to the next level. And I just love this personal one-on-one time. And it really is so appreciated by everybody, because it's one thing to get obviously a proven system, but we need to apply it to our own individual needs. And that's why we also have personal one-on-one coaching during the retreat. It's just a great time to spend together. Also, you're going to come away with new close friends and support for life. There's a reason why we have these immersive experiences. It's not just me standing in front of you sharing experiences. It's we can share each other's experiences and what's not working, what is working, and be a sounding board for one another. It's just amazing. It's also an opportunity for you to have this transformational experience. No more dabbling, no more trying this, trying that. Let's do it the right way. Let's take a week out of your life and do this the right way. Make sure that you are having this transformational experience. Now, we've got Liana here, who after the retreat, she went to interview someone in Norway who was on a whale boat, and she wants to interview people who are inspirational. So she's gone off around the world now, and she's now in Scandinavia interviewing people. We've got Pam from South Africa. She's now leading speaking events and speaking about leadership. And she's now marketing herself the right way. She came to the retreat thinking that it was her mindset that needed to be changed, but she realized it was actually the marketing skills that she needed. And now, she's flourishing. And there's Yolanda, which we spoke also about earlier. And she texted me today. She said, "So, Carl, I'm just so happy. I've tripled my clients since coming to the retreat." I'm just thrilled about Yolanda. I'm so happy that she's also able to join us this evening. Hi, Yolanda. Thanks. So what are you going to experience at the retreat? Because it's not just, of course, the entire program, what you come away with. This is also you time for you to focus on you and your business. It's time for you to reflect and to journal about all your experiences and how to take yourself to the next level. There'll also be time in the morning. We'll be joined by spiritual coach JJ Van Zon. He's going to be there to give us some gentle, very simple yoga and meditation. So that opens up our mind and centers ourselves and aligns us with our spirit to be able to integrate everything that we'll be learning throughout the day. It's such a beautiful part of the morning. You're going to experience some peace and quiet in this beautiful, breathtaking surroundings. We have 360 degrees views across Volterra and Pisa and Chianti, the rolling hills and the river below, and of course the magnificent surroundings. We're going to be doing all of this in one magical place. It's a property called Giaccheroni, and it's a Italian family, and we've been there before for this is now our 5th retreat. And we found it because friends of ours got married there, and we just fell in love with the place. They have a huge estate and 5 villas with different apartments, and we've hired a complete villa for ourselves. And their Italian award-winning kitchen and restaurant is just amazing. So we're going to be really ensuring you're pampered. So I told you earlier about my top 3 values of commitment, dedication, and passion. And this is how this shows up, because I know that when you come away from the retreat, you're going to have questions, right? And that's really where the fun begins of building your coaching business. So I've put together something very special that is not offered by other retreats. I'm going to be there with you for an additional 3 months, giving you implementation support. And we do that on Skype or on Zoom. Every 2 weeks, all the participants, we jump on and we do around the table. We share people's struggles and challenges as we start to build our business and to grow our audience. And we do this for 3 months long. You have total access to me and by email, and obviously there is support calls as well, because I know that if I can help you be successful, that reflects back on me. I get a good testimonial from you, and it's just win-win. So I am totally dedicated and committed to your success. So who is this for? Well, the retreat is for people who want fast results. They're done with dabbling and they've tried things, or maybe they just want to jump from their current day job into coaching and do it quickly and not have to do a course of a year or 2. They want to do it quickly and fast. They want to take control. They want to take advice from a proven system and an expert that can help them do this quickly. Also, they're serious about building their coaching business. It's not a hobby. They really want to build a sustainable income and have financial freedom from building their coaching company. Who it's not for is for dabblers. If you're someone who thinks you can do this on your own, you have my blessings. Go ahead. You could do that. I'm laughing because I've dabbled. I dabbled for a year and it didn't get me anywhere. You get my drift. It's also for people who are not coachable. If you think you know it all, well, maybe this retreat isn't for you. Maybe there's something else better for you out there. Also, if you don't value your growth, your personal growth, or your business growth, maybe this isn't for you either. This is a serious program with a proven system and support system for life. So why do you want to come to Tuscany? Well, I want to help you take your business to the next level. We want to grow your audience and, of course, get more clients. That's what this is all about. Do it rapidly. Get expert support and a proven system. Now, there's a reason why I share the results of clients with you this evening. So what if you could trust yourself to do the work, to take the modules and what you learn and implement it? Obviously, we've got the 3 months of support afterwards as well. So I'm with you all the way, holding you accountable, being your mentor, being your cheerleader. What if you could make the time and make this a priority? Because that's really what this is, right? It's either this is a priority, your coaching business, or it's not. So what if you could make the time? What if you could get resourceful? This is not just about your current bank account, but what if you could get resourceful and get creative and find means to make this happen? And take a stand for yourself, and that part of you that clearly wants to do this and do it the right way and get this structured support for life. Would the answer be yes? So if your heart is saying yes, and it's often a soft voice, it's the voice of the soul, of the heart, then I do recommend that you consider joining us and having this amazing immersive and transformational experience that's going to change your life. I promise you, it's going to change your life. This is something that you're never going to forget and take with you. And it's laying the groundwork, the foundation for the rest of your coaching business, for life. You're going to be in great hands. JJ and I are going to take amazing care of you. We're going to have fun and obviously give you the system that we've used in our business, but more importantly, give you that structure support that you need for the rest of your life. So remember, to get to where you want to be, you do have to do something different. You have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to learn something new. You have to do something you've never done before. So let's just reflect on why you came to this webinar in the first place, because a lot of you are telling me in the survey results you want time and money freedom, you want to build a business and change lives, but you're not quite sure how to get clients. And of course, you lack the confidence to get people interested in your offerings. It's all very normal. That's why you're here. Or maybe you were just nervous about putting yourself out there, getting visible, finding your clients, and developing new streams of income. Or perhaps you just want a system, a proven system that shows how you've done it, how it's done, and really allows you to see how I've done it and see real results. Here's the thing. You have to be the client that you want to attract. If you want people to pay for your services, then you also have to be willing to invest in your own growth and bring in mentors so that you are also investing. This is how karma works. This is how business works. We cannot expect people to invest in us if we don't invest in ourselves. So how to apply for the retreat? Let's just talk about that in a second. And I know a couple of you have also asked some questions in the chat. Don't worry, we'll get to them in a second. Thank you so much. So how to apply for the retreat? Well, I'm going to invite you to set up a strategy call with me. And you just simply open a new browser and go to carbooks.com, call me, or we're going to display an offer on the right-hand side, which is coming up right now, and a button. You click on the online calendar button, that will open a new browser, and it'll take you directly into my online calendar, which looks a little bit like this. So the reason why I want to have a call first is because I first want to be really aware and sure that the retreat is a good fit for you. You see, I'm quite selective about who I bring into the retreat. I don't just bring in anybody. I want to make sure that if we are spending these wonderful 7 days together, an immersive experience, that we are all on the same page, that we are truly supportive of one another, that we really do have a big heart, and that we do want to have an incredible experience together. And I also want to make sure that what you need is exactly what I can offer you. And that's why it's important that we first have a call together. And of course, if it looks like we're a good fit, then that would be the moment to tell you about the investment and of course the payment plans that we offer. So we do have a series of payment plans to fit all budgets. So don't let that put you off or hold you back, just come over to carlbooks.com/callme and select a date and time for me to contact you. You could also give your Skype username if you're on Skype, and we can hook up on Skype and video chat. That's also possible. If not, just enter your telephone number and I'll call you at the time that's convenient for you that you have selected. So remember that the retreat has a massive return on investment over the years. We're actually teaching you the tools and strategies to make money with your coaching for the rest of your life. So what is that worth to you? If you can start making money within about 3 or 4 months, which is the typical amount of time that it takes after the retreat to start earning with your coaching skills that we teach you, and then of course you get that money back very, very quickly and then build on your revenues throughout the rest of your life as well. That's why it has a massive return on investment. We're actually teaching you how to make money with your coaching. So remember, the first hesitation that comes to mind is often to say no to yourself. It's related to a limiting belief around the lack of resources, but we must shift that and say yes if we want to change our lives. Because as Tony Robbins says, it's not our resources, but our resourcefulness that ultimately makes the difference. And here's what he means. If we only look at our bank account for permission, then we're living a conditioned life. What we need to do is to get resourceful. This is what Tony is teaching us. And it's all about getting creative. Could you do a fundraiser? Could you get sponsorship? Are there things around our house that are no longer serving us that you could perhaps sell on and create revenue that way? Get funds that way. When I look around my house at all the things that are really not really serving my purpose, because, we're all quite strategic with our pennies. I get that. Some people do that. I had a guy recently sold a secondhand TV because he wanted to get some resources to work on his life purpose. And that's really what Tony means. So which one are you? Are you one that wants to stay where you are and nothing changes? Or do you want to have this transformational experience and obviously do it the right way, get a proven system and a structured support for life? Seize this opportunity to get this world-class coaching business training. If you do, come over to carlbooks.com/callme or hit the online calendar button and make a appointment with me. I see that people already are. Thank you so much. Wonderful. I see some calls coming in. Fantastic. If this is really speaking to you and your heart really wants to learn a little bit more about the retreat and obviously to hear about the investment and whether or not we are a good fit to work with one another, then please come over to the online calendar and obviously make your date or select a date and time that's convenient for you, for me to call you. Because here's the thing. Tomorrow never comes. We can want things and think about things. And a lot of people say, well, I need to think about it, but it never comes. The decision we can make right now, just to have a chat, to talk to me about the retreat and whether, of course, it is a good fit for you. And you can just simply say whether or not it would be something that you would like to do if we are a good fit on that call. The other thing is to understand is that you've got to jump. The parachute doesn't open in the plane. You have to jump first and then the parachute of the support, the parachute of the tools, the strategies, and of course the structure that you'll be given for the rest of your life. But we have to jump first. We have to get out of that comfort zone and do the things that our heart is clearly calling us to do if this is speaking to you. As Richard Branson says, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes and then learn how to do it. Get resourceful. Find a way to do it. Also, there's a special bonus, what I call a client boost training. This is my online group training that I'm making available to you. If you sign up for a call with me and enroll in the retreat, you're going to get an hour client boost training. This is all of my latest hot off the press strategies to boost your clients, grow your audience right now. Even if you don't have a website, even if you don't have an email database, there are ways to do it using social media that can really grow your audience right now. And I'm going to share with you all my tips and strategies, the best ones on my client boost training when you enroll to the retreat. To do so, said before, come over to carlbooks.com/callme or hit the online calendar button onto the right and select a date and time that's convenient for you, for me to call you. So I'm just going to take some questions here right now. And a lot of people have been asking, well, when is the retreat? Yes, it's from the Saturday the 29th of April until Saturday the 6th of May. And we will be picking people up from Pisa Airport. Pisa Airport is the closest airport. It's about a 30-minute drive from the retreat. And the bus transfer is all included in the package, as well as the meals, the accommodation, the materials, the training, the 3 months of additional support is all included in the package. And obviously, to hear about the investment and, of course, whether or not we are a good fit, just come over to carlbrooks.com/call me, select a date and time for me to call you, and we'll discuss all of that further. And you can just simply say whether or not it will be something that you'd like to do. I'm not the type of person who sells things. I'm not one to convince other people. It really is, if this is speaking to you, and if your heart is clearly saying, you know what, I'm curious about this, let's just find out, then I do invite you to come over and book a call with me and just have a chat to see whether or not this is something that you would like to do. Oh, you were saying, when does the 3 months of additional support begin? Well, it starts typically about 2 weeks after we return home from the retreats. That's going to be about the 3rd week in May. We start the 2-week period of the group coaching. There is also a Facebook group, which will be a part of for life. It's really amazing what goes on in there, and the supportive and collaborative activities and people cheerleading each other, and all the past participants of the retreat are in there. And I'm popping there from time to time with some extra guidance and some tools and strategies that I share with my students who are in the Facebook group. Great. The other thing is, what people are asking is, of course, what shall I wear? Well, very good question. Of course, the beginning of May is full kind of high spring, actually. So the average temperature is about 25 to 26 degrees. The flowers are out. Everything is vivid green, it's lush green. It's just amazing. And there are also some other activities that some of you are also asking about. There's some free time, of course. There's plenty of free time to walk around the entire estate. People can go horseback riding along the river. They can do a Italian cookery course. There's so much to be done, and all these extra activities that you can do whilst you're there as well. Great. Another question is, do I do one-on-one coaching? Well, I do also do one-on-one coaching. If you are interested in that, then also please come over to carlbrooks.com/call me. If you have an existing business that you want to take to the next level, and maybe the retreat is often what happens. Sometimes that the retreat dates don't fit with your calendar, and so people are unable to attend. If that's you, then please come over and obviously just come to carlbrooks.com/call me, and we can talk about how to give you some one-on-one coaching. That's also certainly a possibility. Someone says, well, what happens if I grow more audience but nobody shows up when I'm ready to make or show my programs? Well, here's the thing. The people that you want to show up, they will do so once you've built that trust. Once you've built that over time with the strategies I shared with you this evening. That's really what this is about. It's about building that trust over time. And that's why we really recommend that you start already by posting, being consistent on social media, by doing videos, giving your great free value, so that when you're ready to bring them into your paid programs, then you have an audience who's willing to work with you. That's really what that's about. And I see that happening all over when you do it the right way. But you do have to build your audience first. That's why it's so key. Great question. All right. And it also is that, it's all very well for you, Carl, that you are in the Netherlands and in Europe, but I'm not in Europe. Well, you know what? It's okay. The thing is, with social media and with things like Skype and like webinars, you can invite people into your work from all over the world. And of course, the retreat that we do in South Africa, that's an offline event, but 80% of my coaching is done online, either in groups or one-on-one coaching, or even in this webinar. So there's really no reason for you not to branch into coaching, no matter where you are in the world. The technology today is so advanced that we can do this. And maybe 10 years ago it was a different story. But these days, location is no longer an excuse, I'm afraid. So that's great news, because you can do this from the comfort of your own home, even if you don't want to travel. Someone's asking, typically how much can I make, how can I get my money that I invested in the retreat, how can I make that back, and how quickly? So typically what we will do is, once we set you up, even before you come to the retreat, we give you the client boost training. So even before you come to the retreat, you can actually start getting clients and growing your audience with the training that you do. And typically our clients can make their money back on the investment for the retreat within about 3 or 4 months after coming back, and then go on, of course, to generate revenues for the rest of their life. So if this is clearly calling you, give me a call or set up a call with me, because this is really the way to take this to the next level and get results quickly and get revenue that you really want fast, and of course, set you up for life. All right. I think that's the end of the questions. Okay, someone's also saying, so what happens if I can't make the implementation training? So that's a great question. So all of the implementation support calls are recorded, as is this webinar. Now, I know that sometimes things come up that we have to take care of with the families. I really understand that, and then I really respect that. So don't worry, you will never miss a support call. And of course, you have lifetime access to our retreat mastermind group, and you can always catch up there with each other. And that's what happens. People are always giving each other feedback and making sure that we are always up to date on all the developments. Okay, well, thank you for those questions. Amazing. Thank you. I hope that you got some value from that and we clear things up. If you have any more questions about the retreat whilst we continue the webinar, please just pop them in the chat and I'll be very happy to answer them. If you want to make a call with me, I see that people already have. Obviously, my time is quite limited this week, but so the sooner you get in there and make a call with me, the earlier I'll be able to talk with you and obviously to share more details about the retreat, the investment, and the payment plans. And of course, you can just simply say whether or not it's something you'd like to do. So I promised you at the beginning of this webinar that I would share with you the rapid roadmap to more clients and more income. So I want you to understand that this is all about the process and you have to do it the right way. And I'm just so happy to share this with you this evening. I wish I knew this when I first started coaching. We do have to start adding value consistently. That's what I have shared with you already this evening. It does create the trust and loyal fans. But there comes a moment when we have to create an offer to help them implement. This is why I have the retreat program. It's not just a system, but I'm actually there to help you implement after the retreat as well for 3 months. So it's important that you create your offer and also help them to implement along the way. Help them to set up a call with you, to connect and chat. Never sell to anybody. There's no need to convince anybody to do anything. The only thing that you need to do is to empower people with all the information so that they can make a well-informed decision for themselves. That's how it should be done when it's done the right way. That's what I stand for. Also help your clients to clarify their goals during that call, but also to help them understand what the cost is of inaction, because there's a cost to everything. There's a cost to standing still. There's a cost, for example, to not coming to the retreat and getting a system and getting the lifetime support. There's a cost to that. If you're not getting that, I mean, what's that going to cost you in the long term in terms of dabbling and doing things on your own and making all those mistakes? But there's also a return on investment. When you invest in yourself, that always pays off in dividends over the years because you've augmented your expertise, your knowledge, your network. Also, coach your applicants to assign a priority to their goals, because often our dreams are put on the back seat. Starting our own coaching business takes the back seat to perhaps getting a new car or getting a new computer or getting a new chair to the desk. We have to make our clients understand that they have the power to assign a priority to their coaching business goals and aspirations. Offer payment plans like I do for Tuscany to make it easy for every budget, because not everybody can make that money up front. You also obviously want to make sure that people understand that they can get resourceful, do a fundraiser, get sponsorship. There are many different ways than just our bank balance to find the resources to make things happen for ourselves in our life and in our business. And therefore, to help them replace this mindset of limited resources with a resourcefulness mindset. So what you can also do, if you want to make 100,000 euros a year, this is how you can do it. And I've done this in my business and I want to show you how. You need to package your programs. Rather than offering an hourly rate, which doesn't normally get people results because new behaviors and new habits take time to form. And therefore, you want to package your programs into periods of at least 3 or 6 months. And this you can easily scale. So imagine that you were a business coach, for example, and you had a 6-month program, and that cost $350 euros for people to sign up for. And during that period, you teach people how to make money with their skills, obviously to create their programs, to grow their audience, and obviously continue making money for the rest of their lives. Well, if you just sold one of those programs a month, that'll make you 100,000 euros. Or imagine you had a 3-month program. that you could scale from, and that would cost €4,175. And that might be, you might be a life coach, and you, with that money, with that investment, you help people to increase their confidence. Now, think about the impact that increasing someone's confidence is going to have on their life, in their work, in their relationships, on their self-esteem for the rest of their life. Think about the value. That's why when we package things together, it becomes a bit of a no-brainer for people when we consider how the results that we're going to get the clients for the rest of their lives. If you only sold 2 of those a month, that would also generate €100,000. Or imagine that you had a smaller program, maybe 1 month, and you help someone to create a new diet that's going to help them lose weight. And you only charged €835 for that. That's not even 1 sale a day. And you sold 10 of those a month. That'll make you €100,000. Or any variation in between. So you see, when you package your programs and scale it like this, it becomes doable, right? It becomes like, hey, I could do this. And you can, believe you me, because I've done it. If I can do it, then you can too. So, if you want to know more about me, you can come over to carlbrooks.com. You can find out more about working with me and about my retreats, read my blog, and find out more information. You can also come over to wealthycoachretreat.com, and there you'll find more information about the curriculum for the retreat, get the clarity and confidence to build a profitable coaching business. It's all there, all testimonials from past clients. Just don't take my word for it. And you can find, of course, full information about the location. And of course, if you're interested, just click on the button and set up a call with me. For those of you who've already made a call to find out more information about the retreat, and of course to see if it's a great fit for you, thank you so much. Thank you, John and Mark and Julie. You've all made calls. I can see it as well. And Tracy, fantastic. And we've got Mandy. We've got Teresa, Vanessa. Thank you guys for signing up for a call with me. I'm looking forward to talking with you. If you still want to come over with me and to talk with me about the Tuscany retreat and whether or not it's something you'd like to do, and to hear more about the investment and the payment plans, and of course, really to get clear on what your goals are and how we can work together, then please come over to carlbrooks.com/call me or hit the online calendar button, and I'd love to hear from you. If you have any other questions this evening, then come over to the chat. I'd love to hear from you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that you've enjoyed this webinar. You will be getting a replay after this to at your leisure. Of course, if you want to watch back a little bit more about the retreat as well, I would love to welcome you in the Tuscan Hills under the Tuscan sun in April, 29th of April. I hope to see you there, and have a wonderful evening. Take care, everyone. It's been a pleasure.